So parts, there's two parts. I was a bartender with the Marriotts. I've done a lot of things in the Marriott system, worked at 8 different Marriotts, ended up in food and beverage, which I loved. So we had access to base sangria that we actually used at one of my bars, which didn't get any traction. So that was one part. So that's the beginning part. The second part is I travel to Cuba quite often. I've been to Cuba going on 20 times. I have extended family down there. My girlfriend is from there. So I love Cuban rum, Havana Club rum to be, and Cuban cigars, Monte Cristos, Cohibas. But I learned and I love their rum. And I understand they do sangria down there a little different than we do here. And I kind of fell in love with that taste that I tasted down there. And I had the opportunity with the blessing of the director of restaurant concepts at the hotel that I worked at in Baltimore to create a cocktail, which I kind of mimicked off of my love for Cuban rum and what we had available at the bar. And it became popular. And I actually was on TV for it, promoting it. When I still worked at 16 on the Park, I give them a shout out. And that was the genesis of it. To be honest. And I'm gonna tell you something. I tried to partner up with the base sangria company out of New York, and he gave me a cold shoulder, like I was small nothings.
Right. Wow. Well, I have to say, not only do you and your customers love sangria, but my wife loves your product.
Thank you so much.
She ordered the Dream Sangria Cherry Bourbon.
Oh, that's one of my top sellers.
She's addicted. So I am personally interested in your success, and
thank you.
Very, very curious. Like, if your dream comes true, what would your business look like in 5 years?
So here's it. I planned it out, and I have it in my my mind. I had to switch up a little bit because this is a quite daunting business, and I didn't realize the complexities. I'm more of a charge first, and then we'll get it done type of guy. I don't live in fear, but this is a heavily regulated business, and going into it and starting it my own, I got the initial licenses that I needed to get started. But the manufacturing side is pretty hard, and sourcing with COVID, bottles I've been through. That bottle has switched back to this bottle.
Okay.
Yeah, but I still have access to that bottle. I actually like that bottle that you have because it's solid. I was using it as a collector's edition. But this Chicago style bottle is a bottle that I love, and but it was out of stock. So therefore, the manufacturer's been super complicated. So here's my vision, to have a eclectic, sort of like what I saw and what I see down in Cuba, an eclectic wine tasting, sangria tasting experience here created in Baltimore. Eclectic, vibrant. Have you ever been to the Ivy Hotel?
I've not.
It's a beautiful place. If you Google the Ivy Hotel, it's kind of like an oasis. It's in Baltimore. It's a beautiful experience. And when you go there, you kind of feel like you're in a different location. So I want to create that with my sangria, to have that, offer that to customers to come in, taste, buy, etc., and create an experience where they're comfortable, perhaps have a cigar extension that's further out. But I realized I was going to do the manufacturing here in Baltimore. It's impossible for me to do that starting it off. So that I had to pivot. So what I'm focusing now is opening up a sangria location in the next 5 years, being the base here in Baltimore, and then extending it out to a beachside tropical location, having a sangria bar in the Fort Lauderdale area. But I'm born from Baltimore, and I want to make Baltimore proud, because sangria transcends borders. It transcends demographics. If it's good, people drink it. And that's the one thing in the spirits world that I realized, that people, if they love it, borders don't matter, and people love it and will buy it. And that's been the beauty behind and the passion behind what I create. So in the next 5 years, to be honest with you, creating a sangria location, a wine bar here in Baltimore, tasting eclectic, keeping that niche, because Baltimore is an interesting place. So I want it to be eclectic and comfortable to multiple demographics.
Right.
And my customer base, if they come from out of town, I want them to have an experience similar to you going to a hotel, similar to the Ivy experience. But the manufacturing, I had to pivot. I'm going to partner up with a co-packer out of New York. That's the behind the scenes, the daunting thing, and that I'm working on now, is to have the manufacturing done, taking it out of my hands. So to be honest, I'm working behind the scenes unannounced to lock down a distributor. There's certain steps that I have to go through. So I'm actually going to work with a specialized company that focuses on beverages and commercialization of them. So I handle all of my distribution right now. It's been something I've directly done. But in order for me to go to the next level, I have to commercialize this and have to have a co-packer, because the dynamics of the supply chain and me being a small business has been, it's been a learning experience to quite frankly.
Is this your first business?
No, actually, funny thing, I had a nonprofit. I went to UB, graduated from UB, and because I worked in hotels, I had funny thing, trash, recyclables. I focused in recyclables. I always notice things that go on, and I noticed the recyclable, how they dispose recyclable paper in hotels, and really, I had a nonprofit that was focused in recycling cardboard and paper with schools in Baltimore City. So I've done that. I've done electronic sales. I'm a sales, and I love sales, and I just love the experience and connecting the dots. I've done many things. I came across Stephanie Geller at at an outdoor kind of event that was thrown through some friends that I knew of through the bar that I originally started the formula, who they loved it. And they offered me, opportunity to set up a stand there and to sell my product. They had 3 events. I couldn't make the first 2. The third one, I registered late, and I was there. They gave me a great position, and I met Stephanie Geller, which was a godsend and fate, because I had ran out of product. She sampled what I had. I still had samplers, but her and her husband were celebrating their anniversary. They were on their way to go wherever and enjoy their day. They tasted it. They loved it. She asked me, did I know about crowdfunding, which I didn't know anything about. That was the farthest thing through the Richter scale. I had gone through SBA funding last year, 2020, secured the PPP loan, which I invested into payroll and expenses such as that. And that's been actually forgiven, but I didn't know about crowdfunding. So I'm going back through the SBA, since I have a relationship, to go through the traditional funding, but the crowdfunding helped. It propelled me into getting this location that I've narrowed down on to move in by March, April. To the crowdfunding has been a blessing. And the customers and the contacts that I've made through crowdfunding, they like the product. They like the product, and that's the best thing for me. That's very important for somebody who's investing in me to know what I'm doing. Not owners, they invested in me. They get payouts based on my my revenues per quarter, and I just did a payout recently off of the 4th quarter of last year. So they get payouts. It's just an investment that they get payouts on, and they pretty much get a return on investment plus some for believing in me. Technically, I raised 16,000. The specifics behind, they get I have to pay back 26,000. The maturity date is 2027, which I hope to pay that off this year. That's the goal I want. It was like it was a doable amount. Because I was new to it, I didn't ask for a lot, because I didn't want to go above or do something I was uncomfortable with. So I originally asked for 20,000, got 16, which I'm very happy about. And then the payouts are, the returns on investments are 26,000 by 2027, which is plenty of time. I was new to it, and I talked to Mainvest, and they were great. They were great. They helped me through the whole process, because I'm very important on my paper trail and having all my paperwork together. It kind of was a very fluid situation that happened very quickly, where I gave them the information they requested, and it had, and we got it going. So it was pretty simple to me, because I filed my taxes. I've done my I had my paperwork in order. So it took a week. It was very fast. If your paperwork is in order, it's very fast. And I'm big on having my paperwork in order. So it's no ifs, ands, or buts, and no going back and forth. So I'm really straightforward. That's the type of person I am. So I try to keep that straight and clear. But it was very fast. To be honest, it went faster than I thought. Approximately maybe 2 months. 2 months. And yeah, and I didn't. So I'm the type of guy, like my customers, I think, and this is a stepping outside of my own way. So I'm the type of guy, if you buy product from me, I consider that an investment into my business, because you're supporting me that way. So I could have had it go very fast, but I didn't go to my customers, my traditional customers that have been buying from me since the beginning. It kind of, people saw on the Mainvest portal what was going on, and they saw the numbers. Again, transparency, the numbers speak for themselves of the business that I was doing. So people from Mainvest it was a whole different crowd that I didn't actually have to traditionally go through and campaign with my existing customer base. So Mainvest kind of put it up there, and the numbers didn't lie, you know? I didn't do any campaigns on that's just me, not mixing apples and oranges. Sometimes I didn't want to sometimes I don't want to double, and I had to get out of my own way. And I know that. Didn't want to double dip, that somebody just made an order and then I'm asking them for donations. Right. I didn't want to do that. That was my own thing I'm working out of, but Mainvest kind of put it out there, and I did do what they asked me to do, is about emailing some of my folks. So I did that on my Facebook group, just made them aware of it.
And how many people would you say you reached out to in your world?
To be honest, I kind of made them aware of it on my Facebook group. So my Facebook, when I say my Facebook group, I mean Huxspirit's Facebook group. Maybe a soft, making them aware of what I was doing, the article on the Baltimore Business Journal, maybe 300 people. Absolutely, because, and I'm gonna tell you absolutely, because where I'm going now with taking this to market, I have to, because working with a co-packer and working the direction that I'm going, they're going to be minimums that I have to meet. For example, when you work with a co-packer, the minimum order you have to buy is 2,000 gallons of product. So your product. So they'll actually be producing it. We'll work in conjunction. So they'll have my ingredients, which is scalable. All of the licenses will be in place. They'll have a scalable formula. They'll be producing it, then they'll wholesale it to me, and then so forth and so on. I will have to have a 2,000 gallon minimum, which is 10,000 bottles. So again, me being a small business and having that working capital, which is so important, and the lifeline, I will have to do it again. Really, it was my own being naive to it and stepping outside of my own way. And that's 2022 is stepping outside of my own way. I could have exceeded 20,000 very fast based off of my customers. But I didn't ask my customers because I thought they're supporting me by buying the product. So I didn't want to double dip. And that's something I'm working on. And I know that when I do it again, that barrier will be lifted, because this is going to be so much bigger when I work with a co-packer. And not only will I have the boutique winery that they can come in and taste it, but it'll be on store shelves.
Wow. To buy the security. So I'm thinking maybe you put a little
I will.
additional sticker on the bottle that says interested in becoming an investor, and then you can have a web page you go to.
That's a brilliant idea, and that's an easy idea I can do with this. What are those SKUs? Those computer SKUs. Step outside of your own way. If you have a great product and the numbers don't lie, and you have your paperwork in order, step outside of your own way. You'll be surprised at the people you meet. I mean, one of the biggest investors that invested in me loves the sangria. I never would have met her initially without Mainvest. It's just 6 degrees of separation. It's
right.
Like great people know other great people, and people who want to help you know other people who want to help you, because like minds, kind of flow in a circle. So don't be afraid. Step outside of your own comfort zone and give it a chance. Just make sure your paperwork is in order and you're doing the right thing.
That's great, Jamal. So listen, I'm going to toast to your success.
Thank you.
Thank you very much.
My pleasure.
Appreciate it.
All right, drinking before noon. My man.
Just a little.
Siesta.
Just a little.
My man. All right. To the
good
dream,
stuff.
baby. To the dream. To the dream.
To your success, man.
Thank you, and God bless.